Hey everybody, it's Sunday and it is time to go live from my kitchen. So this is week 2 of food and meal prep. And so last week we talked about how to get started in meal prep. And so today we're going to talk about the tools that I use that I think are kind of indispensable when it comes to food prep. So what I'd love for you to do, if you're watching this, tell me where you are in the world. I am here in Walla Walla, Washington, and for those of you who have never heard of it, it is a real place. So from my kitchen, live in Walla Walla, Washington, here is the basics of food prep tools. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start with some of the most inexpensive tools that I think you can use for food prep. And then we're gonna go to things that I've collected over the years. And we're also gonna see some things that I swear I've used since I was married. And you probably have some of those things in your kitchen as well, things that people gave to you maybe for college graduation or for your wedding, and you wouldn't know what to do in your kitchen without it. So as we're going through this, you can feel free to dialogue along with me. Ask questions in the box below, or type in, the things that you like to use, or if you see something that I hold up, tell me what you think about it. Did it work for you? Maybe it didn't work for you. But these are the things that I use absolutely every time that I do food prep. So we are gonna get started. I actually have to go dig into my dishwasher for this one. I forgot to get it out. Hold on. Lost it. Okay, so lost it. Don't know where it's gonna go, but we'll start with something else. We like oranges. This little handy dandy tool peels oranges, right? I love this. It's got a little edge that you can peel your oranges. You just zip off the rind, and then you can use this end to clean that orange right up. So this is the first tool that I love in food prep that we're gonna show you today. Again, we're starting from the super simple things that you could probably find at the dollar store to a little bit more things that aren't at the dollar store. So orange peeler, love it. If you love it, give it a thumbs up. Yeah? Okay. Next, a good set of measuring spoons. Right? These are stainless steel. I'm hard on measuring spoons. I don't know if you are, but these have a little handy dandy ring so I don't lose them. So sometimes you get measuring spoons that are independent of each other. I lose those. So these have a string, it's not a string, they have a loop. So thumbs up if you have a great set of measuring spoons and you love them, give it a like. Okay, so again, if you're just coming in, let me know where you're coming in from. So Walla Walla, Washington, or wherever you are in the world. I'm in Walla Walla. Measuring spoons. I think these are hugely important for food prep. Most of you see this probably as a cookie spreader, right? Or a cookie dip. I like to use this to do melon balls, to do, I really like to do protein bites with this, like some oatmeal, protein, peanut butter, amazing yummy things with the scooper, because then that way I don't have to single handle roll it all the time. So this is one of those, I'll show you up close. If you have one of these and you use it in your kitchen, give it a like. So I use this every week for food prep. Next tool, can opener. So have you ever gone camping and forgotten your can opener? That is a problem. I can tell you that we've done that before. So we have multiple can openers. So I remember one time that we forgot a can opener when we went camping. And so we used a hammer and a screwdriver to get our cans open. So that was least efficient. This is most efficient. This, I really like the can openers that clip on and they take the whole top of the can off, so then you don't have any sharp edges. My favorite one of that was a Pampered Chef. Pampered Chef can opener. I've used the electrical ones that you plug in. Those are great until you don't have any power. So I just keep a handy dandy can opener. So there's that. Okay, can you see that? This is my apple slicer. You might say, Leslie, why don't you use an apple peeler, core, or slicer? It does all of those things at once. Yes, it does. And yes, I have one. But to be honest, I hate cleaning it. It's such a disaster to clean. But this little baby, I can just slice my apples. And if I want to keep the peel on, I can. So for a quick snack for the kids or for me to take to the gym, I will use this to core my apples. Now, if I want to make an apple pie, which, you know, by the way, I did last night make an apple pie, I went ahead and had my husband use this and then just peeled the apples with a paring knife. But I like this. I use it all the time. So that's the topic of today's, that's the topic for today is the tools of food prep, but what I use all the time. So yes, I do have an apple peeler, core, or slicer. I like it. It's just such a hassle to clean up, so I don't use it. So this is what I use instead. Thumbs up if you like it. If you have one of these and you use it all the time, let's give it a like. I don't know what I would do without a garlic press. Yeah? Garlic press. I love garlic. I love fresh garlic. So I have a press. Again, I use it every week. Super simple. I got this for Christmas in my stocking one year. I thought it was the strangest tool ever. And if you have any idea what it is, send in something. What do you think it is? I'll give you like 10 seconds. What do you think it is? Any ideas? I had no clue what this was when it showed up in my stocking one year. Let me show you what it does. Do you ever have those jars that are absolutely impossible to open? For whatever reason, they're just like super glued. The lid is super glued on the jar. Yeah? Oh, it's a teething ring. That's a great idea. A teething ring. It is not a teething ring, but kudos and thanks for joining in on that. It opens the lid. Oh my gosh. Whoever designed this, fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. In fact, if I could read it, I'd tell you. It's called a jar key. Jar key, J-A-R-K-E-Y. It's a jar key. Let me show you what it does. Look at this. Did you hear it? It took the air out. And so, ta-da! Super easy to open. I love it. So now I can eat sliced banana peppers with no problem. So if you have somebody in your life who has difficulty with their grip, you gotta get them one of these because it'll open every jar you have. Okay? Moving on. Why are these in food prep? These are just clips, right? These are clips. Super easy, super easy. You just buy them at the store, at the dollar store, you get like 100 for $1. Why do I use these? Because you're gonna open a bag, right? And you don't like things to go stale, so you just clip the bag closed, okay? Super easy. Freezer bags. If you're not using freezer bags, you're not really doing food prep. Because you're gonna cook a lot of food when you do meal prep and you're gonna have to put it somewhere. And I highly recommend using freezer bags. When you do that, you can press all the air out of your food or whatever meal you used, and then you can lay it flat in your freezer so then they can stack. So this happens to be hefty. They're not paying me to say anything. In fact, they don't even know about me yet. So anyway, this is a freezer bag and you want to use this. All right, so we went from the cheap things and now we're gonna go to things that either I've had a little bit longer or cost a little bit more. A good cutting board. This is not my best cutting board. I have a glass cutting board. Some people prefer wood cutting boards, but you need a cutting board for food prep. Let's talk about ways to cut things. A good set of knives. Now I had a set of knives for like 15 years before I got my second set of knives. But a good set of knives, you need a paring knife. You need a, let's see, let me get technical. A slicing knife, right? I'm sure there's a word for that, but it's, you know, a knife to like slice things. Yep. So get a good set of knives. And then for things you really want chopped up, for food prep, go with some sort of food processor. I have 4. Okay, that's absolutely ridiculous, but I've kept them over the years. So here's one. I think I got this when I was in college. This is a Black & Decker handy chopper. It chops about a cup of stuff. What I like about it is it doesn't work unless it's locked, the lid is locked. So if you have your kids in the kitchen, they're not going to be able to stick their finger in it and accidentally, chop their fingers. So it locks nicely, and if you just have a small amount of something, I use this for nuts, especially when I'm making granola, or or onions, if it's a small amount. So small chopper for small amounts. I really like this one. Medium chopper for medium amounts. This is my Ninja. I like this because the lid comes off. This is where the motor is, and then it comes apart here, right? The blades come out. You can wash it. Super easy to clean. That's really important to me, that the cleaning piece is not time consuming, because I got enough to do in life. I don't need to spend all my time cleaning up my mess, right? So medium size. I have the next size up on this one as well, but I thought for time purposes, I'll just leave it in the cabinet. But that is my Ninja. I like it. 2 Christmases ago, I got what I have used every single day ever since then. So, this was a Christmas gift. So if you think, she spent a lot of money. No, she got a Christmas gift. This is the love of my life right here. Yes, this is my Vitamix. This thing will grind up anything, absolutely anything. So when I make my smoothies in the morning, they go in this baby, and it'll make a lot. So if you want it to be pulsed, if you want it to be pureed, if you want it to be as smooth as water, I want to put it in my Vitamix. So there is one piece about the Vitamix though. It kind of sounds like a jet taking off. So if you want everybody up in your household, definitely use one of these. They do have the ones that have the cover that make it a little quieter, which I think would really be nice. Probably my family would like for me to use that. But since this is the one I have, this is the one I use. So I use this every week. Yeah, I use this every day. All right, so let's go to cook. Everybody needs a good skillet, right? You gotta have some good skillets to, cook up your meat or cook whatever you're gonna stir fry or whatever if you're using. So you need some good skillets. So here is where I'd love to get some recommendations, because I don't love my skillets. I use them a lot, then I wash them and use them again, but I am not in love with my skillets. So if you have some suggestions, I'm absolutely open to it, because I'm looking for some new skillets. That was loud. All right. Copper bottom pots. I love this. I think this is the one I got when I was in college. In fact, I'm certain that my mom bought me a whole set of copper bottom pots. Now, why do I love these? They heat quickly and they cool on the bottom quickly, right? So the copper helps the heat, helps it to stay. I've had this stupid pot for 15 years, people, probably more. Look how nice it looks. Yeah, and I use it all the time. So, a copper bottom pot. I highly recommend using those, because this is a quick heat and it's a nice clean heat. Oh, good. Question came in. What does a Vitamix do that the Ninja doesn't? Ooh, it grinds it. It's the difference between having to suck little things through your teeth if you have a smoothie and not. So the Vitamix makes everything super, super, super smooth. So that's why I use the Vitamix. So if anybody else wants to throw their answers in there, what makes the Vitamix different, or what does the Vitamix do that the Ninja doesn't? For me, it's all about the texture. So when I use my Vitamix, super smooth, no chunks left in my smoothie, which sounds gross, because it is. but that's the difference. So great question. Thanks for putting that in there. All right, so we're back to what we need. Just talked about those copper bottom pots. I really like these. Stainless steel, a mixing bowl. Again, a absolute must for your kitchen. They're super easy to clean, super easy to use. My mother-in-law got these for me. These happen to have a little hook on the end. I don't know why they did that, maybe to hold them, you know, for decoration, but I use them all the time. So I actually put my thumb in there, and then I, you know, whisk around, whatever. So I really like stainless steel, and I've got enough of these, they nest in, so they're nesting bowls. All right, we're almost done. We're almost done. Measuring tools. Back to those measuring tools. This is my Pyrex 2-cup glass measuring, what do you call this? I don't know. Cup? There we go. And it's got a spout, so I really like that. So I can pour, if I'm using hot liquid, I can use this. It's a 2-cup Pyrex glass measuring cup. I really like this. And then I like my Pyrex nesting bowls. So I can use these for baking. I can use them to store things in the refrigerator, right? So these are just glass Pyrex nesting bowls, and they all have lids. Oh, I love that. I love that. So they came with a lid. I can store dry goods with these. I can store them in the refrigerator. I can take the lid off. So say I want to, you know, get something ready for dinner, and it's going to cook in the oven, but I want to get it ready and put it in later, so I can have the dish ready to go for the oven. Put it in the refrigerator with the lid on. Come home after work, or when the kids come home after school, they can take the lid off, stick it in the oven to table. There's a meal. So I love these dishes. So again, those are nesting bowls. And then finally, the last dish that we're going to talk about today, or the last tool that I'm going to show you, is my batter bowl. This is a Pampered Chef batter bowl. It also has a lid. I think I got this probably 15 years ago. Clearly, it's either time for me to get some new kitchen tools, or I've just gotten some really fantastic tools over the years. But a lot of people have, I know, used the, this is an 8-cup or 2-quart batter bowl. It's from Pampered Chef. I couldn't even tell you how much I paid for this, but it wasn't a lot at the time, and I don't think that they're super expensive, but they're super great because of this handle right here. It is the one thing I love the best about it, because you can put in a bunch of batter or whatever you're mixing, and then you can hold on to it, and that dish isn't gonna go anywhere. And then when you've got something to hold on to when you're pouring it out into your pan. So, and it also has the little spout right here, so it's super easy to pour from, and I know lots of people use this. So if you have one of these Pampered Chef batter bowls and you love it, give it a like, give it a little thumbs up there, a heart. So those are all the tools that I think are absolutely, for me, I use them every single week in food prep. I'm sure there are more that I haven't thought about, but these are the ones, as I was looking through the kitchen, of what do I absolutely use every single Sunday when I'm doing food prep. And these are the ones that I use. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Throw a question into that little tab down there at the bottom, and I will hop in and answer that, maybe either online or offline, or if there's something that you're like, gosh, she completely missed this, because there's something that you use every time that you're fixing foods, then by all means, share that information with us, because if it saves me time and helps me in the kitchen, then I surely appreciate that. So thanks for watching. Next Sunday, we'll be back live in the kitchen, and I'm not really sure what we're gonna do, but I have a feeling we're gonna make homemade jelly. So I think that sounds fun, and it'll be good, and it only has 3 ingredients. So tune in next Sunday, we'll see what we can do, and we'll put some of that homemade jelly. I guess I just told you what we're gonna do. I guess we're gonna make homemade jelly. Or it's not really jelly, it's fruit spread. So it's a super healthy alternative to jelly. I guess we're gonna make fruit spread next Sunday afternoon. So if I don't see you before then, thanks for tuning in, thanks for coming into my kitchen, and signing off from Walla Walla, Washington. Have a great day, everybody.